Hey guys, Robert here again, Boot Heel Survival and Prepping course. Out here answering yet another challenge for my Staying Alive group. Today's challenge for the week is going to be water purification. There's only really a couple of good ways that you can honestly do it. Number one being to boil your water. Since that's probably going to be one of the longer term things to do as far as time lapse, we're going to go ahead and start it. I've got a cup that I carry in my bag, pretty similar to a canteen cup. So you can pick up any of your fine retail establishments. It work pretty well, honestly. And this is some creek water that I got from my house up the road. As you can see, the two jugs here. One's still got big chunks of stuff floating around in it. We've got this one here. One good way to start it out, honestly, is you want it to be as clean as what you can possibly get it, i.e. nothing floating around in it. So in this video also we're going to show you that you can use a simple bandana for one of the hundreds of uses that they have. All I'm doing is simply filtering it through it. And setting it on around a fire. Obviously it's not a campfire, it's not a cooking fire, it's just a cinder block that I've used today to start a fire in. It should get warmed up, that it should do the trick. Next part of the challenge, another way to do it, is the old good old-fashioned military way of doing it, which is water purification tablets or iodine drops. I don't typically use the tablets. Why? Because they can be rather expensive, and you only get so many times out of it. So many tablets per quart of water. I don't even know all the information on them. I've been using them since I was in the military. The next best thing, honestly, like I said, is iodine. Now that typically is 7 to 10 drops per quart, depending on the cloudiness of the water. And as you can see, that was not real bad, but it's bad enough. So we're going to go ahead and get 10 drops in here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go ahead and put a couple extra in just to be safe. It ain't going to hurt me. The water does dilute it down. The iodine will kill 99.9% of anything that we consider hazard, rather that be cryptosporidium, giardia, plenty of other bacteria and protozoas that are actually in water that we don't never know about. But then again, water is the only 100% way to use it. That's the only way that you can actually purify water to the fullest extent. Now the thing about using iodine or even the water purification tablets is that it takes 30 minutes. Depending on the temperature of the water. This is actually pretty warm, so we're going to let this sit over here and see what we can do. I know everybody always talks about, oh, well, iodine tastes bad, iodine this, iodine that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does taste pretty bad. So do the water purification tablets, I tell you. Some of the things that you can also do to help take away that iodine taste, like these emergency packets or the airborne effervescent tablets, those seem to work pretty well as well. The thing about that helps with these, other than just the flavoring that they put in it, is the ascorbic acid or the vitamin C. Actually, you want to look for both of those. They seem to really help out quite a bit. So as the time goes on, I'll go ahead and add that, and we'll have a nice, lovely iodine emergency taste of water. You can also try some of these things, just juice packets you can get at your stores. You know, some of them have it, some of them don't. You want to make sure that you get the ones that do. This water isn't boiling quite yet, so let's move it around here where it'll be a little bit warmer on the fire. Everybody says water boils off at 212 degrees. Well, it does. You actually want to make that water boil until you have a rolling boil. Because honestly, I don't carry a thermometer when I go into the great outdoors. So I have no idea when it's going to reach 212 degrees except by boiling. You know that it's boiling enough when it's big bubbles. A good way to remember that is big bubbles, no troubles. That means a rolling boil. This is not a rolling boil yet, but here in just a couple of minutes it will be. It is starting to warm up a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and wait on it. Another couple of good things that you can use for water purification. Oh, I don't have my filter on me. I've got a filter that seems to work pretty well. It's similar to a live straw. It's not a live straw. It's supposed to remove 99.99% of harmful bacteria and protozoas again. It's got activated carbon in it, which is usually the biggest, most important part. So, as you can see, I've got my creek water. I've got my, similar to a live straw. Get the first couple of sips out. That gets all the backed up carbon that's in it out. Then you don't have anything but pure water, basically. Kind of hard to draw through, which is pretty similar to a live straw. You can reuse these, and when it does get clogged up, you can always back flow it out, which means instead of drawing up through it like you do the straw, take and blow through it, and it should get all of the contaminants out, all the stuff that's going to clog it up. You'll bear with me for a couple of more minutes. We should have a rolling boil going on here pretty soon. Hopefully, I can see the water starting to simmer pretty well now. Sorry guys, I'm back. I went to get my other filter. There's a new product that's been out for just a short time, I'm guessing, because I have never seen it before. It's made by Sawyer. These are actually supposed to be pretty good. I've read the reviews on them and everything else. Seen a canister pretty similar to this in the military. We used to put them on our bladders for our water purifications, which having a camelback unit is a bladder. Simply, you can take this, put it in line with your filter, and notice the flow going to you, away from the water. In this case, this one actually comes with a bag. That you can use this as is or with the straw. Today I'll just use it just like this. Then again, let a little bit out, that way you get all of the powders out and everything else. Now this filter is up to 100,000 gallons, and it also comes with a plunger that you can backflow with. Honestly, I reckon we'll know here in about 7 to 10 days, though. Usually that's how long it takes for Giardia and Cryptosporidium to show up. And if I get sick, I'll be going to the doctor and be contacting Sawyer. How about that? Still waiting on this water to boil up. We haven't been quite a half hour, so the iodine treated water's probably not. I'll check with my camera operator. How long's it been, honey? I got this one as a survival giveaway. I guess it would work. It does work, obviously. Y'all seen me use it. It's not a real high dollar priced item, but it could save your life. While we're waiting, I guess we can talk about the rules of 3, since it always pertains to water. The human body can go 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and three weeks without food. Water being your number one, you will dehydrate and die a lot sooner than you would if you didn't have any food. Having the ability to make a fire and sterilize drinking water is going to be one of your top priorities. My bug out bag does contain a bladder, 100 ounces, which isn't the daily recommended 1 gallon, but it's actually 96 ounces would make 3 quarts. So with my filter and my cup, ability to make a fire, we could always get more water. Easy enough, That is, if you can get your water to boil up. Which I guess this little stove, our little fire, isn't quite getting warm enough. It should be. Getting pretty close. Still sitting around waiting though, guys. Sorry about that. Maybe I should have put that on before I started the video, huh? Iodine water, like I said, it does take 30 minutes. Wind's blowing, so of course it's going to prolong the heat that's getting to it. Set her down in there a little bit better, get a little bit closer to that fire.